What happens when the brightest star is hidden behind the cold, merciless grasp of winter? What do you do when a loved one, a brother in all but blood, is fighting a battle you cannot help him with? For Kim Taehyung, one of BTS's beloved members, these past few weeks have been filled with anxiety, hope, and longing as his dearest friend Jungkook endured extreme winter military training. Now finally, the long-awaited news has arrived. Jungkook is coming home tomorrow. But what did he endure in the freezing cold? And how did Taehyung react when he first heard the news? The world knows Jungkook as the golden magne of BTS, the youngest member who has always shown resilience, determination, and unparalleled talent. But even the strongest warriors have limits, and the harsh reality of military training in the dead of winter proved to be an overwhelming challenge. Reports surfaced that Jungkook had been suffering from the brutal conditions of his training, struggling against the extreme cold that had taken a toll on his health. Fans speculated endlessly about his well-being, their hearts pounding with concern each time a vague update surfaced. Taehyung, ever the protective friend, was one of the first to receive news about Jungkook's condition. Insiders reveal that when Taehyung learned about Jungkook's deteriorating health, his reaction was a mixture of worry, frustration, and helplessness. "I wish I could be there," he reportedly told close friends, his voice tight with emotion. Those who know Taehyung understand just how deep his bond with Jungkook runs. This isn't just about friendship, it's about family, about brotherhood. For weeks, fans noticed a change in Taehyung's demeanor. He was quieter, his usual playful energy slightly dampened. During a recent live stream, a fan asked about Jungkook, and for a brief moment, Taehyung's mask slipped, his eyes softened, his voice lost its usual teasing tone, and he simply said, "He's strong. He'll be okay." But those who know him best knew what lay beneath those words: worry, longing, and an aching wish for Jungkook to return safely. Then, finally, the long-awaited call came. Jungkook, despite the challenges he had faced, was recovering well enough to be discharged. He was coming home. When Taehyung got the news, those close to him say he was overwhelmed with happiness. His first response: "I'm going to see him the moment he gets back." It's the kind of loyalty that has defined BTS's bond for years, a bond forged through years of struggle, success, and unwavering support for one another. Fans, of course, erupted into celebration. Social media was flooded with messages of relief, excitement, and pure joy. "Jungkook is coming home" trended worldwide within minutes, with armies expressing their happiness and gratitude that their beloved idol was finally leaving behind the freezing battleground of military training. But one question still lingers: how bad was it? Really? What did Jungkook go through in those bitter winter months that made even the strongest among them fall ill? Military winter training in South Korea is notoriously grueling. Soldiers undergo intensive drills in sub-zero temperatures, often enduring long marches through snow-covered landscapes while carrying heavy equipment. Nights are spent in freezing temperatures, with only minimal shelter, testing their physical and mental limits. Jungkook, being the determined soul that he is, pushed himself beyond exhaustion. He endured, fought through the pain, and refused to show weakness. But the human body has its limits. Sources say that Jungkook suffered from severe exhaustion, possibly exacerbated by the extreme cold. "He doesn't like to worry people," one insider shared. "Even when he's struggling, he won't say much. He just pushes through it." Taehyung, however, knows Jungkook better than most. He knew something was wrong before anyone else did. He had been restless, checking in as much as he could, waiting for updates. And now that Jungkook is finally returning, Taehyung isn't going to waste a single second. He is ready to welcome his younger brother home with open arms. Fans can only imagine their reunion. Taehyung's relieved smile, Jungkook's tired but grateful expression, and the quiet, unspoken understanding between them that words could never fully capture. BTS has always been more than a band. They are a family, bound by years of shared experiences, hardships, and love. As the hours count down to Jungkook's return, excitement and anticipation build. What will he say when he finally steps back into the warmth of home? How will Taehyung react when he sees his friend again? And most importantly, will Jungkook allow himself the rest he truly deserves? The world will be watching, hearts full of hope and joy, as Jungkook returns from one of the toughest battles he's faced yet. Not on a concert stage, but in the freezing cold, proving once again that he is not just the golden magne, but a warrior with a heart of gold. As the sun begins to rise over Seoul, casting a golden glow over the city, anticipation fills the air. Jungkook's return is not just an event for his loved ones. It is a moment that carries the weight of weeks of longing, worry, and quiet resilience. The past few months have been grueling, but finally, he is coming home. And at the heart of it all, waiting with an anxious yet overjoyed heart, is Taehyung. Taehyung hardly sleeps the night before Jungkook's arrival. Those close to him say he spends hours preparing, making sure everything is perfect. He knows Jungkook will be exhausted, both physically and mentally, and he wants to make his homecoming as comfortable as possible. Some sources even claim that Taehyung personally prepares a meal for Jungkook, something warm, something familiar, something that will remind him that he's home now, away from the biting cold of winter training. Fans speculate that he might cook Jungkook's favorite foods, perhaps a warm bowl of kimchi jjigae or something hearty like galbatang. But it's not just the food, it's the love behind it. At the same time, Taehyung is nervous. He doesn't know what state Jungkook will be in when he arrives. Will he be the same bright, mischievous friend he's always been? Or will the extreme training and sickness have changed him in ways even he doesn't anticipate? The hours tick by. The world outside continues its usual rhythm, but for Taehyung, time moves painfully slow. He paces, checks his phone repeatedly, and glances at the door every few minutes as if Jungkook might arrive earlier than expected. He knows he's being impatient, but he can't help it. This is Jungkook, after all, their maknae, their youngest, their brother. When Jungkook finally steps through the door, it is as if time stops. He looks different. There's an undeniable exhaustion in his eyes, the kind that goes beyond just missing sleep. His face is a little paler than usual, his frame slightly leaner. But then the moment he sees Taehyung standing there, waiting for him, something shifts. A smile, the kind that only appears when one is truly at home, breaks across Jungkook's face. It's small at first, tired but genuine. And just like that, the weeks of separation, the bitter cold, the sickness, the worry, it all melts away. Taehyung doesn't hesitate. He crosses the room in an instant, pulling Jungkook into a tight embrace. "You idiot," Taehyung murmurs, his voice filled with a mixture of relief and frustration. "Do you know how worried I was?" Jungkook chuckles, though it's weak. "I'm fine, Hyung," he replies, patting Taehyung's back as if to reassure him. But they both know the truth. Jungkook isn't fine yet. He is recovering, yes, but the road ahead is still one that requires rest and care. Taehyung pulls back slightly, scanning Jungkook's face as if trying to gauge just how much he's been through. He sighs, shaking his head before ruffling Jungkook's hair. "You look terrible," he teases, though his eyes betray how much he truly cares. Jungkook laughs again, this time a little stronger. "Thanks, Hyung. Really missed you too." Jungkook barely makes it to the couch before exhaustion claims him. Taehyung watches as he sinks into the cushions, his body clearly grateful for the warmth and comfort of home. Without a word, Taehyung hands him a blanket, watching as Jungkook wraps himself in it like a child.